yours.
Hey everybody, this is Dan and Margie from the Gen-Xers, and today we've got a new segment for you.
Disappointments of our youth.
And that's a segment where we dig into some of the pop culture from our youth. We rewatch it, we reread it, we re-listen to it. We dig into some things from the 80s, from the 90s, sometimes the late 70s, and we figure out, does it hold up?
Today we're doing Better Off Dead.
Does it ever feel like everyone's got more going than you do?
A cult classic featuring a young John Cusack.
You look pretty stupid to me.
Better Off Dead was released in 1985. It was written and directed by Savage Steve Holland.
He got that nickname because when he kicked a kid in the teeth in a soccer match, so they started calling him Savage Steve Holland, like a six-year-old. He was 30.
I got this show called Press Your Luck, which was an animated. It was an animated character in a game show.
I remember Press Your Luck.
The Whammy. It was called the Whammy.
I remember the Whammy. You did the Whammy?
Yeah, I did the Whammy.
Well, the movie Better Off Dead features, as I said, a young John Cusack who is Lane Meyer.
I'm gonna race, I'm gonna lose, and I'm gonna die, in that order.
He is this sardonic, sarcastic, underappreciated, very unlikely protagonist who thinks that he might be better off dead.
I haven't even been to New York City.
Without his girlfriend, Beth, who just broke up with him.
I love this movie so much.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so funny to me. To me, it's kind of a parody of an 80s movie, while also being a great 80s movie.
You would be wise to do as Mother says, Lane Meyer.
It features John Cusack, but it also has some other people that we might recognize.
It has Curtis Armstrong, also known as Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. You might notice Chosen from Karate Kid 2.
Truly a sight to behold.
He plays his race car rival. Lane Meyer has two rivals in this movie.
Doubled it up.
One is for ski instructor, their ski team or whatever, so he's battling the lead ski bully.
Oh, Meyer, you don't know when to quit.
And the other's just this random dude that pulls up next to him in his car who learned English by watching The Wide World of Sports, so he sounds like Howard Cosell. And so he just challenges him to drag races all the time and wins usually, but it's a hilarious little bit.
You know, it is this, like you said, this absurdist parody, kind of homage to the 80s, the formulaic 80s teen dramedy. How absurd is this movie, you ask? David Lee Roth plays a hamburger.
It's ahead of its time to me. I think it's the first real Gen X comedy.
Lane Meyer really embodies the sort of attitude that we had at that time. He's ignored, he's underappreciated, nobody takes him seriously. He has these great, huge ideas and ambitions, and he's just beaten down at every turn. So it really embodied sort of the Gen X spirit of, I give up, that's it,
And there's very little sincerity in the movie in a way, which becomes kind of a staple of Gen X comedy in the 90s, I guess, like if you think of Seinfeld and stuff like that. But his relationship with Diane Franklin, who plays Monique, the French foreign exchange student, is sweet. I mean, there is some emotional stuff in this movie, I guess, but it's not like The Breakfast Club.
He does think some really dark thoughts. And I think they handle it really well. And the absurdity lends itself to that because, the way that John Cusack played this character. So when it gets out of this sort of sardonic, like, F my life sort of feel that it has throughout the whole movie, if it starts getting a little bit dark, that's when they bring in the absurdity.
Gee, I'm real sorry your mom blew up, Ricky.
There are a ton of little gems of these little side stories that are sprinkled throughout the movie. So we have the race car drivers. They're consistently racing him throughout the movie. Curtis Armstrong.
Have you any idea what the street value of this mountain is?
He's kind of comes in as like a Clarence to Lane Meyer's George Bailey character from It's a Wonderful Life. He's kind of the little angel whispering, little, to hang in there sort of thing. Ineffectual, but still he's trying to be encouraging. There's his mom who can't cook at all, just kind of a ditzy person.
French fries and French dressing and French bread.
The geometry teacher that is so obtuse you can't understand anything he's saying, but the rest of the class just loves him to death.
The 5 triangles composing the aforementioned NIGH each are equal to the triangle CAV in this geometric concept.
They all bring it together in this final ending that makes sense, that wraps it all up nicely. And then they have a great ending credit scene as well. Oh, you thought Marvel invented that? No, they didn't. We invented that way back when. And they have a really great one that ties up one of their little side stories about his younger brother. So I thought that was really nice too. I would give it 2 out of a full $2.
I would too. I'd give it 2 out of $2. I had not seen it in a long, long time. I loved it as a teenager, and I loved it again. I thought it was just as funny as any recent movie I've seen. I thought it was really hilarious.
It is. It's a really good movie. I would highly recommend it. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. Hit like, hit subscribe. Come back and see us. We're going to be having more of these segments. The disappointments of our youth.
Bonus track.
The lady singing at the big dance here is Elizabeth Ann Gutman, or she's professionally known E.G. Daily. She was also the voice of Tommy Pickles.
Hey guys, I'm E.G. Daily, the voice of Tommy Pickles on Rugrats.
And Babe from That Old Pig in the City. Now go on and subscribe. Do it for Babe. Go on now.
That'll do.
Gen-Xers.
That'll do.